Tips to help you survive your 9-to-5 job. Okay, so maybe not quite 9 to 5. It may be second shift, third shift, or what have you. It's basically your W-2 job, non-gig or self-employed. Those last two are a whole other breed, and specifically I can speak to the gig worker population when I say most people doing gig work, especially as a sole source of income, are doing it truly as a means of survival. That video will come later. Today, we are focusing on those that are getting a regular paycheck, whether hourly or salaried, and receive a W-2 at the end of the year. Tip 1: Pray before your shift starts. Be intentional about your day and hold your thoughts captive by speaking life into your shift before it even starts. We tend to do this when we are seeking a job or shortly after beginning one, but tend to be casual about prayer until we are desperate, in despair, or something detrimental is happening at work. But being mindful of our workday before it begins on a consistent basis is part of my belief system. What is yours? I remember one job of mine was so stressful and hectic at the beginning that I started typing out my favorite scriptures and having in my pocket or at my desk posted where I could see it throughout my workday. What are your personal convictions about spirituality and your job? Tip 2: Be thankful for your job. Okay, so the honeymoon phase has worn off that we all go through when we start a new job. We feel that we can conquer the world, then a few months in, reality sets in. Reality that your job is flawed. Be it coworkers, upper management, lower management, customers. Sometimes things are so stressful that you don't know which way is up. Well, guess what? There are many people in the world that would love to have your job. I always joke with my family that it's not as though I am digging ditches. Nothing against that in and of itself. Just a reminder that I don't work out in inclement weather and that I don't have a job that is physically demanding. The most physically demanding job that I ever had was construction cleanup many moons ago. My only job was to sweep debris. I thought it was going to be a piece of cake. By hour 3, I was ready to walk off the job. Things can always be worse. That may not be the best mindset when struggling on a job, but some people don't have a job to be thankful for. What things are you thankful for on your job? Tip 3: Surround yourself with positive people at work. Nothing makes a shift worse than negative people. Surrounding yourself with people that lift you up rather than bring you down is a great work asset. And if you happen to get a work bestie out of it that you can trust and confide in, that is icing on the cake. Not to say that you have to be positive 100% of the time you are at work, but even times that you want to vent, it makes a difference knowing that the person you are confiding in is trusted and true. Do you have a work bestie? Tip 4: Try to have a work-life balance. Take vacations or staycations. Life is short. Saving that PTO for a rainy day that may never come is useless. Or worse, if you are in a position that you feel you have too much responsibility to take time off, is also useless. That job survived before you and will survive when you are long gone. It's quality over quantity, so even if you only take 1 or 2 good vacations per year, it will be well worth the time off and your family will be grateful. And if single, there are plenty of vacations to surround yourself with that are perfect for solo travelers. You don't need an extravagant trip planned. Even if expenses don't allow for an away trip, being at home and changing up that daily routine of hustle and bustle is so good for the soul and refreshing. When is your next vacation? Tip 5: Think twice about changing up that 9-to-5 job if you have a great boss and great coworkers. Don't get me wrong, career advancement is important and very necessary for work growth. A boss that micromanages, is rude and offensive, and lacks leadership authority is one of the worst things in the world. Almost as bad as that one coworker that can kill it for the entire team. It only takes one. Whether boss, coworker, or worse, both? If you have a great work environment, do your research before transferring or accepting a position elsewhere. How is the work culture where you are? Tip 6. When social opportunities arise, try to partake. You don't have to be the life of the party and maybe even stop by briefly, but sometimes it's good to see your workmates in a different light. Some people refuse because of the work culture being volatile, but it may surprise you how people can unwind and not be so uptight when away from the workplace. When was the last time you attended a social event with workmates and management? Tip 7. Be thankful for clients, patients, and customers, for they bring you business and keep you employed. For people that own businesses, they tend to have somewhat of a different mindset than those with a 9-to-5. Not to say that they don't get upset with customers that are demanding or entitled in their behaviors, but having to make payroll and be responsible for those under you can be humbling and put things in perspective fast. For the rest of us, we always tend to shrug and figure making payroll is someone else's responsibility that we don't have to worry about. It's okay to grumble and be upset and stressed from time to time with demanding people, but try not to let that rub off on you. Someone else's bad day doesn't have to become yours. I know that is easier said than done, but many times when you smile through the chaos and tense moments, many people will apologize after. Believe me, there are many times that I want to match that negative energy coming at me, but more times than not, your unwavering disposition speaks volumes about your character and how you represent your workplace. How did you last handle a difficult client? Tip 8. Don't be distracted at work. When most of us are not at work, we don't worry about work issues until we arrive again at our next shift. We need to have the same mindset when it comes to personal problems. If problems at home or any issues outside of work will cause you to stumble for the day, just simply take a personal day to get your affairs in order. You are not doing anyone any favors to be on the clock for 8 hours conducting personal business. Plus, it isn't ethical. I am not speaking of jobs where there is a ton of downtime. If you work in customer service yet is on personal calls the entire day, you basically got a bonus day because you got paid to do nothing. Stay home. Don't cause your coworkers to pick up the slack. That isn't to say there are not exceptions, but every day can't be the exception. Don't be drama queen or king. Leave it at home. How well do you manage separating work life from home life? Tip 9. If you are fortunate enough to have the type of job that requires minimal effort to be on your PS and QS the entire time, such as security, sitter services, and many third shift that doesn't involve human services or factory work, guest services, and an understanding exists between you and management, those are great opportunities. Opportunities such as reading a book, studying for school if a college student. Many adults invest in adult coloring books as it's known to be therapeutic, journal. Opportunities are endless. As long as you keep your priorities in order. You are at work, nonetheless, so don't let the extracurricular become priority over your work tasks. Don't get it twisted, as they say. Do you have the type of job where there is downtime? Tip 10. This last tip may sound counterintuitive, especially if you are already drowning with your workload and hours, but get a part-time job, volunteer, or focus on your hobby when you can. Why? Because a change of perspective outside of your job can change your whole outlook on life. It may not have a direct impact, but not only does it enhance your work-life balance, it gives you more to look forward to in life than just the humdrum of working, coming home to sleep, getting paid, and repeating every 2 weeks. What are some of your passions outside of work? Things that you look forward to doing after your workday is complete? If you are past the point of utilizing these 10 steps and are transferring or beginning a new place of employment, then stay tuned for my next video. Mistakes not to repeat on my next job, my new 9-to-5. Please like, share, and subscribe.